guys, today we gonna discuss about anatomy of the helicopter. Here in this image you can see so many parts of the helicopter. Don't be afraid, we will learn in a simple way. Let us learn one by one of it. In helicopter the main parts include the fuselage, tail rotor, rotor blades, etc. Now we will dive into each part of the helicopter. Now beginning with fuselage. Fuselage, it is the aircraft's main body section that houses the cabin that holds the crew, passengers and cargo. Most pilots seated on the right side, although some seated in middle or on left side. Now main rotor system. It is the rotating part of the helicopter which generates lift. It consists of mast, hub and rotor blades. The main rotor blade performs the same function as an airplane's wings, providing lift as the blades rotate, lift being one of the critical aerodynamic forces that keeps aircraft aloft. A pilot can affect lift by changing the rotor's revolutions per minute or its angle of attack, which refers to the angle of the rotary wing in relation to the oncoming wind. The mast is a cylindrical metal shaft that extends upward from and is driven by the transmission. Hub is the attachment point for the rotor blades at the top of the mast. Bevel gear arrangement. Here this gear converts rotary motion to vertical motion at 90 degrees. Swash plate. It gives the 3 degrees of moment to the rotor blade because when a blade rotates, it not only rotates but flaps also, thus creating a lift. It creates roll, forward and backward motion of the helicopter. The main purpose of the swash plate is to convert stationary control inputs from the pilot into rotating inputs which can be connected to the rotor blades or control surfaces. Cowling. Cowling covers the transmission box and the engine from the exposure to the surroundings and helps in reducing parasitic drag. Stabilizer. Actually, when we see stabilizer in aeroplane, it looks like this. But in helicopter, it looks different because it take off and land vertically. When the rotor blades continuously rotates, it orbits over the center of mass of the rotation, like a top, and, in order to stabilize this rotation, we have the stabilizing bar. The stabilizer bar sits above and across the main rotor blade. Its weight and rotation dampen unwanted vibrations in the main rotor, helping to stabilize the craft in all flight conditions. Now we will see about transmission. A helicopter's transmission transmits power from the engine to the main and tail rotors. The transmission's main gearbox reduces the speed of the main rotor, so it doesn't rotate as rapidly as the engine shaft. A second gearbox does the same for the tail rotor, although the tail rotor, being much smaller, can rotate faster than the main rotor. A part of the transmission is connected to a huge shaft called as tail rotor drive shaft, which is again connected to the tail rotor. There are 2 connections here. One is 45-degree gearbox connecting the long tail rotor shaft to the tail rotor. And second one is the external cowling which covers the tail rotor shaft. It is called tail boom. Tail rotor. The main function of the tail rotor is to produce anti-torque. Because of the tendency of the helicopter blades, there is a tendency of the fuselage to rotate in the opposite direction. Example, if the helicopter blades are rotating in anti-clockwise direction, the tail rotates in clockwise direction in order to counteract that the rotor is being connected towards the direction of the anti-torque. Other components are engine mount. It is used to support the engine for greater stability and to arrest the vibrations produced. And the last one is landing gear. They support the helicopter when it is in contact with the ground. The landing gear can withstand loads made during landing. I hope now you understood about anatomy of the helicopter. Thank you.